Good morning traders, and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, Monday the 19th of November. Alright, let's just kick off and let me bring up my charts. We'll kick off with the Australian US dollar pairing. Now looking at my chart here, I can see that I had marked out this region here in expectation that the market may reach that area before it attempts to shoot down or a possibility of reversal. But it looks like we have had a bit of a reversal a little bit beforehand. This area here, the market has pulled down. Now this may still continue to go up there, and it may test it over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rearrange my marker there. Let me just move it all across to about there. Let me extend the line. So I'll still leave that here just so that I remember what I'm thinking. The other possibility that I may look at, if this actually drops down a little bit, okay, and it pulls up, I would be looking for something in this region here. As long as that is lower than that, to possibility of going down, which could signal a trend that could be something like this, and then start to go down in this direction. Okay, now I know that it's quite a bit away, but look, the most likely at the moment still appears to be this top region, so I'll leave that marked. However, like I said, if it does not push up and it goes down, then look for the next pullback, see if that high is lower than that high, and that could be the start of a new trend going down. Okay, and then we can start to look for trades in the downward trending market. But at the moment, we're still right now we're in consolidation. It seems that the market is consolidating in this region over here. So if it does get up to here, we'll try and trade it back down. And if it doesn't quite make those heights, then we'll start to look for the emergence of a new trend. All right, so there you have it. That's my Aussie US dollar for this week. It looks unlikely that I may get a setup, but let's see what happens. Let's move along. Let's have a look at the Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD similar. I left that mark over here. The market got close and then shot down, but it didn't quite reach that level that I had marked out. So with this one, it looks very similar to the Aussie dollar. What I want to do here is I just want to move this line lower. Let me just grab it to I keep missing it. There we go. So let me just bring it a little bit lower. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this one and shift it along over here. Let's extend that out there, and let's see what happens. Let's see if the market gets to that level there, and then we can shoot off that one. Okay, that one looks a little bit more likely. This one looks a little bit better than the Aussie US dollar that we just saw. Other than that, I still feel that this particular pair is in this range. So if it does get to that level, then we could look for an opportunity to become sellers on the Euro USD. This one looks pretty straightforward. I'll leave that as it is, and let's see if we get an opportunity to take that throughout the week. All right, let's move along. Let's have a look at the US yen. Okay, US yen, we got a trade there. We see, okay, first of all, let me just go back. You see that I had left that line, okay, and I was looking to see if we could get any bounces off this line. I also had marked, I can see that I've marked the region over here to see if the market came down there before I can push back up. But for right now, if I zoom in, I can see that I got a reversal pattern here, these two candles. That was an inside candle, which would have meant you would have triggered into the trade at the break there, stop over here, and this trade would be very close to have hitting target. Or if not, you're still in that, still waiting just to push a little bit lower. So not sure if anybody took that one. I missed it. For some reason I didn't look at this chart. I was looking at my different charts, and this is the beauty of when you mark charts out, go back and look at the same charts, because essentially that's why I leave my lines and these shaded areas in those charts, to basically try and give me remind me of what I was actually looking at. And actually, now that I've said that, I do remember what I was looking at. Let me just say this Friday, Thursday. Okay, so what happened was this: we had a setup over here as well, these two candles. If I go back to the video, I'm pretty sure we set that up and we were looking to trade off the break there. But what happened, we broke up instead of down. So I'm concentrating on the big candle in these two here, these that I'm pointing at right now. So we broke up, so the pattern was lost, and when the pattern was lost, I stopped looking at the chart. That's what happened. And then straight away we got the setup again there, and this time it did break down, and this time it was the trade that we're looking for. Okay, if I go back, I can readjust these lines quite easily, so this actually still fits. You can see there. So the trade is good. I stopped looking after this candle here broke up, and my pending order had to get cancelled out. If I go back and I watch that video, I'm pretty sure I had a pending order there. So for anybody who kept on this chart, which I did not, you would have a position coming down over here. Okay, so hopefully you've been able to hit target on that. For this week coming, let me just get rid of this marker now. Look, for this week coming, I just need to let this one play out. So for now, I don't have anything on the US yen. Okay, this is a real shame. A good lesson for anybody. Just because you just missed out on an entry, still keep looking, because that possibility was still there. All right, not to worry. We move on. Let's have a look at the GBPUSD. Okay, GBPUSD is still inside this region that I've marked out. Now remember, this top line doesn't really mean much at the moment, because it's only got 1 point. This is just for me. It's a line which I'm thinking perhaps if we get to this level, the market may want to do this. Okay, but at the moment it's not a resistance line. It's just a line that I've drawn in there to remind me of what I might be thinking of trading. At the moment, this continues to push up, so there's really nothing to do. We'll just keep this as a plan. What I might do is I'll just mark out a little region over here, just so that I can remind myself when I look at this chart again. If we approach that line and I do get a reversal pattern, well, then I can make a decision if I want to attempt to short the GBPUSD. Okay, other than that, GBPUSD this week, not much else happening. Let's have a look at the US CAD. Okay, US CAD, we got a trade there. Let me zoom in. So first of all, let me zoom out. You can see that I had marked out this line mainly because of these 2 points here. Okay, we did have a point there and we had a region. This was overshot a little bit, but it was these two over here that I was more interested in. If I zoom in now, you can clearly see that we got a reversal pattern here. These two candles there, that's an inside candle. Okay, and so if you trade at the break, basically your entry is there. As you break the inside candle, your stop is in this area here, and your target's over there somewhere. So this one still it got within maybe 5 or 6 pips of target. So you're still in this one, and it's well on the way to reaching at the target. So with the US CAD for this week, there's nothing. What I can do next, on the assumption we're on this trade, I can look for something in this area to attempt to trade it back down. All right, this line here is established. We've got 1, 2, 3 touches. We're currently long over here on US CAD, so if we get to this area here, then we will look for a reversal to attempt to come back down. All right, so there you have it. So this week so far there was 2 trades, the US yen and the US CAD, both US pairs. Let's move along. Let's have a look at the euro yen. Okay, Euro Yen. What I'm not sure about, there's a reversal here. Okay, I can see it here. These two candles there, that's a reversal pattern. So that little one is an inside candle. What I'm not sure about right now is if this candle here, if it broke down or if it broke up first, because it's broken both directions. So I need to find out. I didn't trade this one, so well, first of all, what I do is I just put a marker on that candle there. Let me just put a height marker here. I'm marking out the high and the low of the inside candle. That's what I'm doing. And now I'm just going to drop in a time division. One second. Okay, so basically this line here is the change of day. Okay, and this is the high and the low. So I can clearly see that we broke there. So after the two candles were formed and the new day started from this candle, so I've dropped into a 4-hour candle and we're moving forward, I can see that the market went up first, which means we had to cancel the order out, and then came down and went down. Can everybody see that? It went up first before it broke down. That's what I was trying to establish, and I don't have it as a trade on my system, so, and I can see why now. I just couldn't remember. So what I basically just did there is it broke up before it broke down. So this one, unfortunately, we didn't get a trade, and it looks like it may be wanting to continue to go down. So with this particular chart now, really I'm looking for something all the way down here to see if I can shoot it back up. Now this may not happen this week, but let me mark it anyway so that I remember. This is what I'm kind of looking for. See if the market comes back down to this level and then gives me an opportunity to trade back up. Alright, so for those of you who didn't understand what I just did, what I did was I marked out with a line when this candle started, okay, when this candle started, and then I marked the high of the inside candle and the low, and I just wanted to, and then I dropped down the time division to try and establish if we broke the inside candle on the high side or the low side first. Now when it was happening live, it's easy to do. I just looked at my chart and I noticed that I did not take this trade, and I wanted to see why if I missed it, and I can now see that we broke on the high side. So basically I got my pending order to automatically cancel out for me. Okay, alright, so there you have it. That was the Euro Yen. Let's move and have a look at the Kiwi US dollar. Alright, Kiwi US dollar, we were trying to see if we could attempt that, but we didn't get any reversal pattern there, and in fact we've shot through that. So now let me just zoom out a bit more. I just want to see this chart from further away. Okay, what I'm interested with this chart now is, I'll do it this way, is I'll leave this line just temporarily, but if it was to come down somewhere, it doesn't have to be exactly on the line, but if it's on towards that line, it's even better, and then gives me a reversal pattern, then I'm interested in trading it up, and this would be the emergence of a new trend. Okay, so often previous resistance, which we can see there, can become future support, and vice versa. Okay, so for this one here, we've broken through. Let's see if it comes back down and tests that line. If it does, and we get a reversal pattern, well then I would be interested in taking a trade and continuing with an upward trend. All right, so that's my Kiwi USD, and to remind myself of that, let me just put a little box there and a little tiny line so that I remember what I'm looking at. Okay, let's have a look at the Aussie 200, our index. Okay, finally we have broken out of that region. Alright, so if I extend this out, remember we were trading in this region here for quite some time, and finally there it is, we have broken out. So now we can get rid of everything and we can start looking for different opportunities. Give me a second. So now for me it looks like if we take it from here, we could be in a new trend. So naturally what I'm going to look for is trades in this area here to basically show me reversal. Okay, so let me mark out a region here. So what I'm going to look for is if the market comes down, that shows me a reversal pattern, and then I will be interested in taking long trades in the direction of the trend and trend continuation. All right. Pretty straightforward. It's really the only thing that I can see on developing with this particular chart, and we've been waiting for it for a while. We've been waiting for it to get out of this mess and move either in this direction or in the other direction, and it has shown its hand now. So now we're going to try and continue on with that trend. All right, there you have it. That's our ASX 200, and last but not least for this week, gold. Okay, gold had that big day over here, that big drop. So this was a result of the elections and basically moving from risk on, risk off. So essentially gold is seen as a safe haven type commodity. You can only make there's only a finite amount of gold on our earth. So when things are nervous and risky, money tends to move out of stocks and cash into gold. And when risk is off and people want to take more risk and they feel more comfortable with it, the opposite happens. Money moves out of the metals towards equity markets and currencies and so forth, and that's why we saw a jump in the equity markets. Okay, so that's that candle there. At the moment, this particular chart seems to be in a mess, so we are going to do nothing with this one. The only thing I want to do is I'm just going to mark out a couple of lines. Just going to put a level here. I just want to see if we break through it below. That's the only line that I'm just going to put in there. But at the moment, I don't have anything for you on gold, and that pretty much wraps up our analysis. Let's have a look at what's on our agenda in terms of data. Give me one moment while I bring that back up to my screen. Here we are, and these are the highlights that I've picked out for us this week. On Tuesday, we have locally the monetary policy meeting minutes occurring. On Wednesday, we have core retail sales for the US dollar. And then Thursday we have the employment change numbers for Australia for our Aussie dollar. Also the CAD CPI comes out on Thursday as well. Well, it's really like Wednesday night because it happens at 12:30, just after midnight. Okay, so these are the highlights. Look out for those. Make sure that we don't get caught up in any trades that we do not want to be part of. And just make sure we take note. That pretty much wraps up for this week, guys. As always, please feel free to contact us if you do have any questions. You can follow me on Twitter at ChatFX for trade setups and breaking news. Most importantly, hope you all have a fantastic trading day. I'll talk to you tomorrow for the daily call. Bye for now.